Hi. If you want to improve your English, you have to make mistakes. How does that make you feel? But it's true, you have to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of language learning. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has to make mistakes because that's how we learn. And they're not bad or embarrassing. We think of mistakes as a negative thing, but they're not a negative thing. They're really not. They help redirect us and guide us. So that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You notice an error, you learn from it, you make progress. So think about babies. They're not born knowing how to speak a language. So how do they learn? They listen. They listen and listen and listen all the time, all day long, really. All their waking hours anyway, and maybe more, who knows. So they just listen and listen. And do we get cross with them? Do we tell them that there's something wrong, that they're not speaking yet? Or if they do, sort of attempt to say da or something, do we get cross with them? They're like, oh, you did it wrong. It's hopeless, you did it wrong. No, it's like, wow, he tried. Look how close he got. Pretty sure he said that. It's exciting. It's exciting for babies. And then the baby, the parents are excited, and then the baby gets excited, and let's get excited too. How about that? Because you always make progress. So it's the same thing with adult learners. I want to tell you a story about when I was learning French. In French class, I tried to compliment a classmate's hair one time. So the teacher put us at the front of the room. We were supposed to be sitting at a French cafe and talking to each other in French, having a conversation. And I said to her, I said, hello, how are you? And then, because she had very pretty hair, I always admired her hair. It was looking very nice that day. So I said to her what I thought was, your hair looks really nice today. But it turns out it was, j'aime beaucoup vos cheveux. And when I said that, the teacher started laughing. It wasn't mean, it was she just sort of started laughing. Nobody in the class knew why. It wasn't just me. Nobody knew why she was laughing. So then she wrote on the board, I love your horses today, in English. And then we thought, is that what she said? And then she told me the right way, which was, j'aime beaucoup tes cheveux. Anyway, we all laughed, and it was funny, and I never forgot it, and I never mixed up those two particular words ever again. I didn't feel embarrassed. It's not that I don't understand the embarrassment. I do understand the embarrassment. But later in life, when I actually went to France and had to ask where the youth hostel was, I was able to say, où est l'auberge de la jeunesse? And I was told in words I wasn't even understanding, because my speaking was better than my listening, where the youth hostel was. And so I felt confident in my pronunciation, although I had very, very little vocabulary. I still have very little vocabulary, although I would like to have more, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, the point is, you have to learn. You have to make mistakes. You have to realize your mistakes and then go, oh, right, okay. So don't worry. Don't hide. Mess up. Make mistakes. You'll learn, you'll grow, and maybe laugh along the way. They're really, you could think of mistakes as your secret weapon. Because when you do make a mistake, either you recognize it or you don't, but somebody else might recognize it, perhaps a native speaker, and they might say, oh, do you mean blank? And then, yes. Oh, okay, thank you. And then people learn the correct pronunciation or the correct word, and they wouldn't have if they hadn't tried. And I know it's hard. But it's worth it. So be brave, try, just do it. Make mistakes. You just accept that you're going to make mistakes, and that mistakes actually are going to help you move forward. And that's a good thing.